Hi, you're about to watch a Deck the Hallmark episode. Thanks for doing that. We want to let you know that today's episode is sponsored by Philo. You can get 25% off your Philo membership and watch all of the movies we're talking about by going to philo.tv/DTH.
Unlimited DVR, all your favorite channels in one place. Go to philo.tv/DTH. Philo is for everyone.
Enjoy the episode. This is a Bramble Jam podcast. Well, hey there, everybody. It's Bran, and I love whole UpTV country Christmas movies.
Well, howdy there. I'm Dan, and you know when UpTV sometimes gives their movies over to Netflix?
Yeah.
I despise them movies.
Okay.
I'm Alonzo, and I'm just up with Up, I guess, and this
is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Wow.
We'll get there eventually.
Oh, we are doing it.
What was this one?
It was a very
what
country
was that
intro.
button?
I don't know. Man, Monday.
Hi, everybody. Man, it
Yeehaw.
is feeling right up in here.
Yeah.
And it's not just because we got a new little fan.
No, that does help, though. You can't see it or hear it, but it's there. It's cooling.
That was glorious
The
there for a
cooling
second.
properties. The oscillation. We should just get two and point them different directions.
We could.
Then Panda can just get caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, as he does.
As he does.
This is
It's his job description.
That's right.
literally, this is a box that we put water and ice into the top.
And then a fan runs it through. That's it.
And we turned on the electricity.
Yeah.
We said, we'll pour. Oh, it's battery.
It's battery powered. Yeah.
Yeah.
True story.
Can't die this
This
way,
is a
right?
good intro right here.
How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How about you?
Alonzo, how are you?
I'm excellent, thank you.
Good.
Man, I'm doing so good. Thank you guys
How's
so much.
June treating you as a whole so far?
Good overall. Yes, I would say a 7.5 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10. Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Okay, I'll buy it.
There's
Why
been a
not?
couple hiccups,
couple little things.
but
Who cares?
who?
You know what I know is
Who
that
am I?
we are. You okay?
Yeah.
We're less than 2 weeks away from Christmas in July.
Shiza.
And that's
that's
when
right.
things get serious. Hallmark announced they're actually showing a new movie over Christmas in July.
Yes, it's
I
very
mean-
exciting.
I mean-
and if you want to get technical about it, this Friday, the 25th, is when the whole thing really gets rolling on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
That's right.
On Leon Day.
Leon Day.
Leon Day.
Oh,
You know about Leon
Yeah,
Day?
no L spelled backwards.
You got it.
Yeah,
You
come
got
on.
Man, it's very exciting. We always say Christmas in July, and then Hallmark always kicks it off in June, and you don't really know what to do with that. Like, you're just like, well, I guess.
You're
Guess we're doing
gonna need it is weird, but you're gonna need Philo for Christmas in July because
Yes.
all the movies we're covering here on Mondays are from Lifetime on Demand, which you can just type into the old Philo and you can get.
That's exactly right.
So
That's all gotta
you
do.
should get it, and it's discounted 25%.
That's
for 2
exactly right.
months.
We're going to be
Now's the
doing a
time.
bunch of Lifetime movies. Next week, a Mario Lopez, Melissa Joan Hart movie.
Wow.
That,
I mean-
for me, went under the radar in 2017. I didn't see it coming.
It should have gone under something.
Hey, spoiler alert.
A part
Spoiler.
of the trilogy of films that those two have made together.
Yes.
Are they connected together?
No.
No.
But I'm sure we could do the work,
Yeah,
right?
we could make it happen.
We could do the work
Yeah.
and get there. I'm down for that. Yes, a new we haven't had a new Hallmark Christmas in July movie since Christmas Camp
with Bobby
which
Campo.
at the time I thought was the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. That movie's terrible.
What,
You
guys?
you were younger and more innocent.
I was
than
younger
know-
and just we weren't doing Christmas movies every week, and so it was just like, whoa.
But you know,
Novelty.
it was what?
Whoa.
You know, if Hallmark would just put one of their middle of the road Christmas movies out in July, everyone would think that. Like if they put something out that was better than the bottom half, I think everyone would have that same opinion. But it's clear they're going to save that for Christmas time, and so they're going to give you a bad movie even by their standards, right?
You never know. We live in hope. I do like the title, Crashing Through the Snow. We'll see what happens.
How's that not been taken yet?
I don't know. I don't know. I am very interested in like how the decision making process happens in regards to a Christmas in July new movie. It does seem it seems like how much better ratings is that going to get? Like what did Christmas Camp do? Like in comparison to the rest of Christmas in July, like how
I mean, I'm
was
sure
that
it was a bump.
bringing in the people?
But I don't feel like they ever plan
for one of these movies. It's always like, we got this movie. What do you think? It's
I think Christmas Camp had premiered on like Canadian TV the year before. I don't know if
but this one's new. This one, I believe, according to the Sleepy Kitty, was filmed in April.
Wow.
Oh, okay then.
Maybe
So,
they did plan.
I don't know if this was I
always assumed it was like how
they started getting the dailies and they were like, "Oh, July smells like July."
we cannot wait another second to get this thing out into the ether.
Hey, Hallmark's got a new sheriff in town. Like, all bets are off.
All bets are off, and most jobs are off as well.
Yes, it would appear.
They've got a new sheriff and some new deputies as well. There's
pretty much a new town.
Yeah.
I don't like,
same name though.
Same name.
Maybe they'll do a name change like Hope Valley. No, not Coal Valley.
Not Coal Valley. It's not a Hallmark. It's
Colmark.
Colmark. Yeah, it's Colmark.
Colmark.
Bad Movieton. I don't know.
Let's talk about Very Country Christmas. It originally aired on November 12th, 2017. And it went a little something like this. Zane Gunther. He's a super big country star who's having a moment before a concert all by himself, just playing Silent Night and remembering what used to be. And he decides, you know what, I'm going to bail on this concert and all of my fans and my career and hide out in a small town that I used to go to a music camp in. We meet Jeanette Williams, who is a busy single mom who, when she isn't working at the diner, she's also doing some interior design work, and she's also just trying to crush it as a mom. She goes by a house that she's been working in to replace a vase that she broke, and it turns out that Zane is there. He is shirtless, and we are all thankful. He's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "What's going on? What are you doing here?" And she explains about the vase, and he's like, he does this whole like, "Oh, it was my mom's vase" or something like that. She gets upset, she leaves, and then the next day she finds out that she is off of that job, and she thinks that this is the guy, like he called and said the whole vase thing, and that's why I'm getting fired. And she has no idea who he is. She doesn't know that he's some big country singer. She just knows him as the vase guy who got her fired. And so she goes to find him and like starts yelling at him and all that stuff. And then she finds out that, you know, who he is, what his deal is, that he's going to be spending time in the town for a while. And they end up spending time together. And he ends up somehow babysitting her daughter. I don't really remember what happened, but he's very interactive. He's doing arts and crafts. He then rents out a full movie theater to watch a movie, and then after that, he gives the daughter a new video game console and says, "We can play on this for 2 hours on the big screen." Jeanette pulls him aside and is like, "You can't just keep doing stuff like this, like flashing your money. We don't want that here." And he's like, "Listen, I just wanted to show you a good time. I can't go out in public, so I rented out the theater. And also, I know what it's like to not be able to get the new thing, and I just wanted to help out." And she's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Then there's this dude that likes Jeanette, and he sees her getting in the car with this guy who he doesn't know who it is yet. Zane and Jeanette keep hanging out, and he ends up teaching her the G chord, which obviously stands for "goodness gracious, let's kiss." They do kiss, and it's good, I guess. And but she leaves unsure. The next day, this dude tips off the news crew who has been searching for Zane for a week now at this point. They all show up, and they're taking pictures, and they're recording him and Jeanette. "Who's this girl? What's going on here?" And he says, "Listen, we got to leave. You should come with me. Bring your daughter. We'll leave forever and run away." And she's like, "I can't just uproot my life." His manager finds him, and they leave together, but he decides that he doesn't want to just go back to his life. So he shows back up at the big Christmas show that the town puts on every year, tells her that he loves her, and she's fine with that, and they kiss, and everybody cheers. They sing a couple of songs about the birth of Jesus, And everyone cheers. And that, my friends, was a very country Christmas.
We did it.
We did do it, everybody. We're going to break this movie down with 4 segments right after this quick break here on Deck the Hallmark. Man, I love this milkshake.
Do you? Anything better than that milkshake, or is that the tippy top good as it gets?
Well, first of all, remind me later to teach you how to make this, boy.
Okay.
But second of all, the only thing better than a milkshake is eating a milkshake while watching Philo TV.
It does not get any better than watching Philo TV with a milkshake. Philo TV's got everybody covered, from the kids to the reality-loving people to the Christmas movie-loving people to everybody in between. You go to Philo, you get the unlimited DVR, you get 60-plus channels, and you get it all for $25 a month.
You can slide right from Paw Patrol into 90 Day Fiancé, and I think that's what we all want.
Dream lineup.
And here's the thing, Philo is giving our listeners 25% off. That'll last you all the way through Christmas in July. All you got to do is go to philo.tv/DTH to sign up for 25% off today. That's philo.tv/DTH. Yes.
Yeah, back already.
Yes. We're talking about a very country Christmas, and I'm excited to break it down. We have 4 segments to do so. We're going to start with the hot take, and I'm going to start with my good friend, Alonzo. Alonzo, had you seen this movie, and what do you think of it? What's your hot take?
So I had not seen this before, but I did see the third in the Very Country series.
Man,
which is,
how did you make any sense of it?
You know, that's the thing. I really now, only just now is it all kind of coming together. But so I had kind of met these characters before, but I had met them in media res. So it was nice to like go back to the beginning, the roots of this saga, if you will. I don't hate this. Like it's innocuous, and there's a lot that can be picked apart, which we will certainly do over the next half hour. But it was innocuously charming enough that I was like, okay, this is doing the stuff that it's supposed to do. The snow is real, you know. There were a few moments of comedy that landed for me, and the romance wasn't terrible. So. Yeah, it's okay.
What did you think of the third one when you saw it initially?
You know, it seemed a little bland, but I think I was kind of half paying attention to it, frankly. Once I realized it was a part 3, and I was like, I don't know who any of these people are or what their deal is. So, but now, if I look at it again, who heaven knows why, but never say never, I'm sure it'll make more sense.
The lead gal here, B. Santos.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
She has said she's willing to do as many of these as the network wants.
Sounds like B is looking for work.
I agree with what Alonzo laid down there. I enjoyed the couple, so check. Like, I care about them. Christmas and winter and good feels, check. And nothing too annoying going on. So check there. All the checks are there. Now, did I care enough to put it like on my favorite of all times or want a sequel list? No, but I did like it, and I do like these leads. I thought they did work really well together, and I did feel the sparks. And got to see old Grayston Holt shirtless, and I can check that off my bucket list as well. So it was a good day all around.
All around. This clears exactly one hurdle in this for me, and it is I cared about the 2 leads together. Like, I thought together. I cared about their stories and wanted to see them. Everything around it is just a clunky mess. It is just the big city takes it on the chin in this movie. And I know you're thinking, now, Dan, you've seen 300 of these. Don't they all? No. By comparison, this movie, the big city did these people wrong. Like, unlike John Mellencamp, they have something against the big town. Like, they just do, because there are lines of dialogue that seem like it would be as a bit, like it'd be like in a skit that we would do about SNL. Like, the big city has ruined you. Like it would be stuff like that. And
Dan, this isn't a country Christmas.
it's a very,
very
How country is it?
it's very. And it's clear that the big city is just filled with just massages and manicures and lonely rich people who can't find friends and that have been changed by
Wear suits.
the wiles of the big city. And that was annoying. Most of the performances in this movie are annoying, so much so that Brandon and I thought two different people were one person. We can get to that later. It's bad, guys. It's not a good movie. Can't believe it got sequels, but I did see Christmas Prince Royal Baby, so I guess I should be able to believe it. That's all I got.
Yes, you did. And I'm going to make sure at your funeral, because you are dying first, that's the one thing that I do bring up. I remember the days of royal babies.
Of royal babies.
It's
Blog wasn't going to write itself.
That's exactly right. It's time for all the feels part of the show. We talk about what in this movie gave us those feels. Alonzo.
I wrote down bar guy is the worst, and I've already
Yeah.
forgotten who bar guy
I know
was.
exactly.
Bar guy is the worst.
He was just a wait what for me because there's no need. There's a guy at a bar. The manager shows up, and he's trying.
Oh, bar, yes.
Yeah,
Now I remember.
he's trying
yes.
to talk to the bar guy. The bar guy's ignoring him. And then it turns out that he knows him, but that's not the reason he was ignoring him. He didn't realize who he was at first. So he was just ignoring him just to be a dingle dork. And then he proceeds to just be the absolute meanest person I've ever seen on
He's
screen
very mean.
for no reason.
I haven't seen you since I bullied you in junior high. Let me commence that
That's
bullying
right.
again.
Where were we? Do the thing I made fun of you for. Do it.
Exactly,
Dance,
yes.
puppet.
Oh God, he's terrible.
Yeah, he's bad.
Real Snow was my main feel.
Me too.
It felt that felt legit, and yeah, the couple is interesting enough that I wanted to see where it would go. And I'll say also I will give Kid credit for being not. Being allowed to be kind of a pain at times.
Yeah.
Which kids in these movies usually aren't. They're just sort of fonts of deep wisdom about relationships or something. She actually gets to be kind of a pill and gets sent to a room, and it's okay, yeah, the kid behavior. You don't see that in these movies very often.
It's true. That's true. I mean, I'm always just a sucker for these things that happen before the kiss, when they both are reaching for popcorn and their hands touch, and it just makes me happy that it happened. I'm a sucker for them. It happened in this movie, and so it gave me feels. Dan, do you have any more aside from?
I know of no one aside from you. No one who, when they both reach for popcorn and their index fingers just barely touch, goes, yeah, woo! And puts his hands up in the air.
They keep doing it, Dan. It's working for somebody.
I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying this reaction is
This would be me in every pitch meeting. When do their hands accidentally touch? Because that is the only thing I care about.
Brand's the only person who pulls out the air horn when that happens.
That's right. We did it. Hey.
I do get it.
The snow was it. I thought the snow looked real. I was like, man, they're out on that swing set and there's some fake. No, that's real snow. And that makes a huge difference. You think it doesn't. It really does. It goes a long way in getting you to buy in to this world that they're trying to create. So good for them. The rest of it, man. But that, great.
That's exactly right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with the wait what's and the what the up here on
What's up?
What's up? We're back. We're talking about a very country Christmas.
What's up, TV?
What's up, TV? I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Whoa.
Or just
Okay, y'all are too young for that
we
reference.
didn't, no, I didn't get it. But if you explain it, I'm here for it.
There was an old Tom Jones song that was in a movie from a movie in the '60s called "What's New Pussycat."
What's new? Yeah, it's from the John
Pussycat,
Mulaney bit.
whoa. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
that one. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
here
that's
for
how
it.
I
That's
know
how
it
we
as
know
well.
it. We're millennials.
I'll take it.
More like millennials.
Millennials, exactly.
What's
Oh.
up, TV?
Boy, how about what's going on with him, huh? Him and Olivia Munn.
What
Forgot
in the
about
world?
it.
Things
Didn't
getting
see
crazy.
that coming.
That's this podcast.
Yes.
What's up, TV?
What's going on with Mulaney this week, huh? All right, it's time for the Wait What. It's the part of the show where we talk about the things in this movie that made us go, wait, what? And I'll start with you, Alonzo. Alonzo, what's up?
Okay, so the first 5 minutes, you have Zane has packed a stadium of people that he just walks away from. So there's that. And that's never really addressed in the movie. Like, he never really apologizes to the fans. Like, no, that is a kind of move that will destroy a career of someone being like, wow, you clearly don't care, or you must have a massive drug problem to just, no one does that, you know.
Like, even Adam Levine still shows up. Like, he doesn't really perform, but he does show up.
Exactly. And showing up is half the battle.
Yeah. Right.
But there's a lot going on there that you might miss. The part where the manager tells some random guy backstage, "Oh, more fireworks." Like, the pyrotechnics are complicated, and you're like, there's like a fire inspector. You don't just say more fireworks. Hey, up the gunpowder, will ya?
Guy goes back to a big bag of like Acme gunpowder. And he just dumps the whole thing in.
He gets that box from the Gathering movies, and just throws it in there.
Good to go.
So that was ridiculous. And speaking of fire hazards, not only does Zane bolt the stadium before going on stage, he leaves all the candles burning in his little special Christmas room.
That's right.
I'm like, there's a tree right there, whether it's real or plastic. You've got 20 burning candles unmonitored in this room.
Yep.
Like, you are, not only do you want to abandon your fans, you apparently want to murder them all. So, like, that's a problem. When we get to the hilarious misunderstanding moment where decorator lady like tells him off for being a jerk and blah blah blah, she is yelling at him so fast and at such a high pitch that it sounds like somebody who is on fast forward. Like, go, take it to the tape. She is like, it's like a cartoon where like a bird is yelling at somebody. I was amazed that a human voice could do that without being manipulated. And maybe it was being manipulated and that was the joke, but it was like, lady, take a breath. That was crazy. For somebody who is missing and is then found, like, at some point, at the end of the movie, evil producer or record label chief tells the manager brother that she sent a horde of media people to cover his small town Christmas concert. We see none of them. Yeah. And given that apparently the disappearance of Zane has been like the lead tabloid story for however long it is he's been gone, it's like, that's just no. We give me 2 reporters with a flashbulb, something. Nobody ever shows up. That is completely dropped. Yeah. That's what I got.
Yeah, and the fact that none of them would have stayed in the town, like, just in case.
No.
Oh, we know. Heavens no.
I have a few. One, the manager, his manager who's looking for him. At one point, he gets a burger, and I am 99% certain this burger is just lettuce in between 2 buns.
That's right.
I'm 99%. I can't be positive, but I'm 99% sure that is just lettuce. He does rent out the theater for a Christmas movie. What was the name of the movie?
I don't.
Operation Christmas List. I looked it up. It was the movie that this same director had made the year prior.
Oh, there it is. I love it. Well, I want to know, is it a horror movie? Because there are like 2 or 3 jumps. Like, whoa! Like, what's going on there to cause them?
I think the people in the movie touched fingers, and so they.
Oh yeah, they did. There is a channel called BPS News that's heavily invested in this story. And when they find out that they know where Zane is, evidently the BPS News car pulls in and a clown car of reporters pop out. Yeah. And I don't know if BPS News is just like overstaffing this or if they're doing carpools for other networks, like just as a solid. Well, I don't know.
And then a second truck, there's 2 trucks. There's an AMS radio.
Yes.
And a BPS News, and each of them are carrying like half a dozen reporters. So either they're all trying to outscoop each other, or they carpool. That's the only 2 things that make sense. Yeah.
This brings up a key point. Where are we?
Yeah, like, where are we?
They talk about the parents in California and the ranch in California. where are we?
Yeah, I had Where Are We listed as one of mine. I have no idea. It is snowing, though, so that does eliminate a lot of the country in Very Country Christmas. But it's a small town. That's all we really know.
And my last one is about the lady who runs the music camp.
Oh, you mean Strawberry Wine's Dina Carter?
Yes, Strawberry Wine lady.
Man, that's her. The girl that sang Strawberry Wine is this girl. That's who it is. And she's here now.
You just knew What's New Pussycat in Me. I don't know what we're talking about.
You don't know the song Strawberry Wine?
Strawberry Wine.
Hey, country song for the 90s. It was a one-hit wonder. It was a huge deal in the 90s, Alonzo.
Gotcha.
Thought for sure.
This guy comes out with
What's New Pussycat from the
Pussycat?
60s. Wait a minute. Yeah, it would be like if Chumbawamba showed up as like the dad in one of these movies, like sipping hot cocoa and
do whatever we have to do to get trending Chumbawamba dad. Like, we need him to be a dad in one of these movies.
He's like,
the surviving Milli Vanilli guy.
Sweetie, I know it's tough, but get knocked down. You get up and you get up.
That's good stuff, man. So she is in this movie throughout, just kind of giving wisdom. At one point, we find out that she's a horrible mom, and we don't talk about it, but that's neither here nor there.
Whatever.
But at the end of the movie, it's time for the big concert, and she comes up on stage, and she says this line, "A day doesn't go by without someone asking me if I'm going to sing at the concert." There's not a day that goes by that people, doesn't matter, summer, July, are you going to sing at the Christmas concert this year? A day doesn't go by for her.
It was a balmy day in August, and I stayed in bed all day on Sunday.
Hey, Jolene.
Four text calls, four calls, people knocking at the door. They got to know. They got to know.
Also, the 18 reporters who showed up at that door needed to find out.
It's wild.
Yes. Dan?
When's the last time you heard the third verse of Deck the Halls? Because it happens in this movie. They let some girl go on stage, and we have in an 84-minute movie enough time for her to sing I don't know how many verses are in Deck the Halls, but she gets through 3 of them. And I couldn't believe she was still singing by the end of it. But to be fair, she was doing her best, because before she goes out there, Dina Carter says to her, "Remember, you're singing to celebrate the birth of Jesus, so don't screw it up." That is a line in this movie. And I don't know what?
It reminded me of Christine Baranski in The Ref when one of her kids asked her, she's like, "Celebrating the birth of Jesus," and like smacking him or something.
That's what I say. That's what I say before every recording of Deck the Hallmark.
Wait, so second verse is "See the blazing Yule before us,"
and there's a third one, and it starts
"See the way the old year passes."
This guy, he gets it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just regular Tom Jones over here.
Whoa.
Yeah. So anyway, I do feel like the deputy sheriff in this small town needs to be fired and probably needs some counseling. She is unstable.
Oh my God! Yes, I forgot about her.
Let's just go walk through a quick chronology of her time in this film. She pulls over someone for speeding.
Yes.
Asks for his license and registration. Upon finding out it is Grayson Holt's character, Zane Guthrie, she completely fangirls, forgets the ticket, gets a selfie with her kissing his cheek against his will, and then in her next scene proceeds to tell everyone she is dating Zane Guthrie. What this person is supposed to observe and protect and, keep the peace, and she is not sane.
She is stalking on company time.
That's right. It is terrifying what this woman is doing. I can't believe it.
And that's, police are always on the up and up. So
that's right. We never have any issues with police. I didn't expect this to be one of them, but apparently it is. In a small town like this, they just got plenty of time to do that, apparently. Grayson Holt does, in fact, show up shirtless in this movie, and he works out. There's no question about it. He's looking good. What I don't understand is, and maybe I've just been doing showers wrong my whole life, but this guy has underwear and pants on, but is drenched from waist up still. And I'm very confused by this. Like and maybe I'm just a dummy, but I dry my whole self off before I get dressed. This guy does a dry, put on clothes, dry, put on clothes, and now he's drying, I guess? Is that what's happening there? What's happening, Brand?
I don't know, but I am willing to give it a shot.
The last time I saw that look on TV was when I think it was Another World, before they got canceled, had a gay couple, and they were like a major couple on the show. And when they finally, did it, they were literally shown like post shower, but both wearing jeans. Like that was the compromise the network had. So I guess on Up you can be wet, but there had better be some denim on your undercarriage or forget it.
I was just trying my best to like wrap my brain around what state I would have to be in to be post shower with underwear and pants on and to still be drenched waist up. It doesn't make any sense at all. And he's just out there like, he's in a completely different movie. I mean, he looks great, though. God bless him. I will say this. I was shocked that he never had to pay the piper for what is clearly a moral, like an absent, just an absence of any moral aptitude at all. First of all, he leaves thousands of paying, people without a concert. And then later on in this movie, he buys out a theater and then gives this kid a video game system to play on the big screen and to keep. And she's like, the girl's like, may I have a word with you out in the lobby? And I thought for the life of me, she was going to be like, you can't just buy people's relationships. Like you can't just throw money at the problem and it means something. And he was going to have to learn from that. No. I was in the wrong movie because he explains why it's okay for him to do those things. And she's like, oh gosh, darn it, you're right. So he just gets to use his money to get away with whatever he wants to get away with. And that's fine, I guess. But the most baffling to me is a conversation, and occasionally we have some fun here on Back the Hallmark, and we also sometimes just say things or have parts of conversations. But in this particular movie, they jump into a middle of the conversation, and I desperately need to know what they were talking about.
The start of a scene, they come in mid-conversation.
Yeah, well, he's talking with his former music camp teacher, Dina Carter, and then it cuts away to the girl driving around and seeing his car, and she's like, oh, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. And then it cuts back to them, and here's how it cuts back to them. They're laughing, and he says, and now I rewound this to make sure I didn't miss anything, okay? This is what they said, okay? This is word for word, and they didn't talk about this any beforehand. They're laughing, and he says to her, how many were there? And she says, I didn't stop to ask. I just got out of there as fast as I could. And he says, where was Chris? And who filmed it? And she said, I don't know where Chris was. And that's the end of the conversation. That's it. How many were there? I got out as fast as I could. Who filmed it? What is happening right now?
Live in the mystery, Dan.
Yeah, I have to know. I have to know what happened.
But a good what up?
I've got another What's Up TV. Yeah. So I figured I'd use it there.
I got plenty. I got plenty of what.
I got one big one.
Okay. Well, let's get there. What's up, TV?
What's up, TV?
I'm going to start with Alonzo. Alonzo, anything you're still wondering about?
Well, this is tricky to get into since there are two sequels. One of my favorite random lines in this that I think you could definitely is building something to play with later. One of the press people who confronts Decorator Lady asks her, how does it feel to ruin music?
Oh, boy. That's big.
I love the idea of her becoming like the Yoko Ono of country.
Yeah.
And like how it's her fault that Zayn is no longer touring or recording or whatever. I don't think they go there. And I think he does eventually kind of go back on his own terms and the brother starts a label and blah, blah, blah. But I like the idea of her becoming this like a very country pariah, basically.
Is the manager his brother?
Isn't he?
No, brother-in-law. Or it's not his.
They grew up together.
They grew up together, but it's not his actual brother. I think it's his brother, dear friend.
Regardless, it does lead into one of my what the homeworks, which is
your what ups.
I'm sorry, my what ups.
What ups? TV.
he owns that house. Yes.
He gave it to his brother-in-law, who is now managing him.
Yes, but
Yes.
it was his house, right? At the beginning of the movie, when he
He says,
whose house is it?
It's his brother-in-law's house. He gave
The manager?
Yeah, he bought it. That's the way I understood it. He bought it for his brother-in-law, who then decided to come on the road and manage for him. Or he didn't say that.
No,
he
no,
said,
no,
my
no.
brother-in-law is in the big city he thinks he can find whatever in the big city. And
Yes.
so he comes home to use the house.
He bought it for the manager who didn't want to live there because not the big city.
That's right. Yeah.
So and so it was up for sale, which is why she was staging it.
That's right.
And then he decides he's going to stay there, so he takes it off sale, and that's why she gets fired, and that sets the whole plot.
But why
why didn't he think to look there?
That's right. Now that is a legitimate question. But he does. Actually, that's the first place he goes.
Well, yeah, that's
He
why.
goes.
That's why he's grilling awful bar guy about whether or not he's there.
Assuming he went by the house and Grayson wasn't there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But that's why he went to the town in the first
That's
place.
right. That's why he went there.
Okay. I didn't realize that he bought him his house. I thought he
Yeah.
showed up because he had some past there with the Christmas camp.
No,
the music
it's
camp.
both hand.
Yes, it's both hand. Okay.
Both hand.
To that point, to that end, I do have a question about the bar guy, which he's trying to get the manager to do the goat. And we don't ever get any info on like what doing the goat is. He doesn't want to do the goat.
Yeah, it was clearly something he was ashamed of for middle school.
His name is Billy.
Yeah.
They apparently used to call him Billy Goat, and I guess they would make him do the
goat.
Billy Goat sound.
Did he do a really good goat?
I don't know.
I don't know, but clearly he has a lot of shame tied up in that and didn't want to do it again as an adult, and so it was a trauma for him.
Do the goat. Come on, do it.
No, for real. Like he said, I've gone to like a lot of therapy about that, and he's like,
Yes.
yeah, but do the goat.
Do it anyway. Come on.
This guy's the worst guy.
Oh, he's terrible.
He's
Yeah.
the worst guy.
He's bad.
For sure. And I think that's all for me.
Yeah. At the beginning of this movie, she turns on the radio, and there's a girl who is just in hysterics. And they say, the next caller, please. And she keeps saying, I can't stop crying. I just can't stop crying. I can't stop crying. Okay, well, you had time to call the radio station, so it clearly can't be all that bad. I just want to know. I want to know what her deal is. I want to know what her situation is. Why can't she stop crying? I need answers.
She's a Zane super fan.
She's a Zane super fan, and she's just like, when's Zane going to be back? I was in the front row.
Maybe she was a ticket holder and she can't stop crying.
That's fair.
because she's out all that money.
That would make the most sense.
Do you want to bring up the confusion we had with the guy in the beard?
Oh, that was wild. But we thought he was two different people.
Yes.
So there's a guy early who's in the diner all the time, and he's got red
Who's
sideburns.
really into
the ginger.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he has a friend who has a beard, but most of the time he's in the guy with the red sideburns is in the diner by himself. And he finds out through the deputy sheriff that Zane is in town. His friends are not there for that. He finds that out. But then the way that the story breaks is his buddy with the beard going up to the agent and saying, hey, I got some information for you. And clearly the guy with the redhead just told his friend. That's what happened. We never get that scene, but it happened. But we thought that it was the same guy.
They look just similar enough to
That's
be like this is a huge character break for this guy.
Yeah, he just grew a beard overnight. What happened?
Yeah,
Turns out
they wouldn't give Ginger a love interest at the end if he had been
that's right.
crappy.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
That's right.
So there you have
That's right. We did it, everybody. Congratulations. Congratulations. I don't know if we'll do any of the other ones. Maybe we will. We got to go to the homecoming. It's Christmas, right? The third one?
It is, but it's not streaming at the moment, but maybe by December it will
That's
be.
right.
Whatever.
And then next week we will
You're
be
not going to
back
hurt my feelings.
with
I can tell you that.
with a very merry toy store. Is that the name of the movie?
I think so.
That
I think
is the
so.
one.
Yes, a very merry toy store.
Looking forward to that.
Very excited about it. Alonso, would you like to leave us with any words of wisdom?
Yeah, this is a thing that Dave and I talk about a lot on our food podcast for our Patreon, Linoleum Knife and Fork. Food banks have been hit really hard during the pandemic and are still recovering, and people are still needing assistance from those. So if your local food bank or local mutual aid society is something that you can reach out to and you have the money to help support, toss them $5, toss them $20, whatever you've got in the drawer. It'll help a lot of people.
I love it. Love it. That's a great word.
That's why I leave it. That's
He
why I
gets it.
leave it.
That's why you
I
leave it
leave
with
it
him. We
in,
couldn't
I
do
leave
any
it
better
in
than
his
that.
hands.
I'm here with Chumbawamba jokes.
That's exactly right.
This guy's got charity and
The
Tom
good
Jones.
news is,
There's nothing we
man.
can
The
do.
good news is, man. When you get knocked down, I know 100% of the time you're going to get back up again.
Up again.
And I appreciate that.
You're never going to keep me down. I can tell you that right now.
It's not unusual.
It isn't.
We'll be back tomorrow with another movie. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.